Hello again. So, did the first round of sandblasting and then kind of figured out I needed to grind a little more because the sandblaster, even as strong as it was, wasn't hitting a lot of that filler and factory seam sealer stuff. So, you can see how in here it was kind of leaving. So, I came back and grinded it all out. The tar sealer, I grind that all out. So it's all on the floor now. So I went around, did all these around the T-top edges. Kind of got everything pretty decent. Went ahead and grinded the paint off over here. Found a little hidden surprise. They did a good job. I mean, it's straight. It just needs a little 32nd inch of a skim coat on there. But you can see it's straight. Grinded out all these corners. Up in here. This stuff up here was gunked up freaking inch high. So we're gonna clean it out. I'll blast all that. I will probably come back with a seam sealer, but it'll be nice and clean and flush and not crap everywhere. So let me see which way this thing wants to go. Underneath is clean now. It's so much nicer working on clean stuff. So got those done. Same thing around the doors. You know, this is level across here with seam sealer. So, and what I like to do when I redo them is just, I keep that edge, but I fill these little factory welds here. I'll take this ripple out. So when you open the door, it's just nice and smooth. These doors were in pretty good shape. Same thing over here. Just take all that seam sealer out because this thing will probably never see rain again. I've got to do a little weld right there. Other than that, the doors were good. And this door has an issue. So the front side was once I pulled that sealer and stuff off, it was rusted right here. So I will just come in and start lightly bead welding that. The trunk, good shape. A little bit of rust right under that, but other than that, it's clean all the way around. I ordered some, because the one I had, the gallon I had, ain't been used in a year and it hardened up. So I've got some Duraglass, I believe it's by USC coming. That is like kitty hair in Bondo fiberglass. So I always put that on because it's waterproof. Bondo is not. And when they were sandblasting, I got one spot in the trunk, if I can find it again. Like right there. And again, all under some seam sealer crap. Other than that, the trunk was nice, but I've just got one little spot. I'll do some Duraglass in there, and what I'll do is I do the Duraglass, and then I put and you can do it all, everything you can do over epoxy or under epoxy. I've never noticed much difference. I'll tell you one thing I have noticed though. They say that you can spray epoxy and then come back over it within 72 hours and just spray primer. But I wouldn't do that again. I had a few places. It never really separated on me, but I had to go back and grind it out. And when I got to that layer, it wasn't holding as good as it should have. So even if I put something in epoxy and it's only been there for 12 hours, I'll still take a green pad or hell, even a piece of 80 grit or 36 grit paper and put some tooth in it. I've never had one pop on me, but you know, what's to say what's going to happen a few years down the road. So that's where we're at with this. I got some more pieces done. I tracked down some WS6 parts, and guys are going to say there's no difference in them. I see it on the internet. Of course, you gotta believe everything you read, right? All Trans Ams came with 1 1/4 bars, but I have looked at a dozen this week, and I see 1-inch bars on Trans Ams. They were not WS6, and I know that Firebirds had 1-inch bars. I mean, things. Maybe I just happened to see 12 Trans Ams that got swapped out, but my four-wheel disc car had WS6 rear bar, 3/4 inch, not the 5/8. So that was up, but every other car I tore apart or looked at, Trans Ams had a 1-inch bar. So I'm assuming maybe this one got swapped out with the front end too. So I tracked down a 1 1/4 bar. So there's the 1 1/4 front bar, 3/4 inch rear bar. I had two, so might as well blast them at the same time. And then, you know, did some pulleys, did the intake, the pan, got the rear end done. Now the rear end, to me, it was rusty. You remember what it looked like. So it's been completely blasted and is, this bugs me though, because I can back up and see that texture. So as anal as I am about it, I might spray a little thick primer on there just to sand that down and smooth it out so it looks, you know, again, maybe I'm just going a little too far with it, but I want it to look, you know, to look nice. That's about it. I got out this morning or yesterday and started grinding away. The glass I pulled out here, hell, it surprised me. I may not have to order any. I mean, dirty as hell, but I didn't see any scratches. And then the fenders, we just went around the edges, sandblasting that, because these places are just hard to sand by hand. You can see around here, this was as bad as it got on the fenders. So real happy with that. They're straight. There shouldn't be any Bondo in that. Doors are straight, skins except for that one little corner. Trunk is straight. It has nothing. And all of this looks good. So may not have to put any in it at all. Had a couple trunk lids, so went through and picked out the best. And then the confusing part is, as I tore this car apart, the front end of the motor had been separated. So I came up with extra pulleys, and I think I did the right ones, but I'll have to find a picture of a original 400 car. Saw one down in Dayton. I got some pictures of it, so I've got to look there. Also, I just now got this broken bolt out of the steering box, and you know, that's always fun. That was buried. Oh, it's still hot. That was buried. Grind it down, weld a bolt on it, then heat up that outside a little bit. It came right out. This is a WS6 box. I'm almost positive. I'll have to pull the cover and look. But there's, you've got a lot of different ones that they say they fit. I mean, hell, they made these things for 20 years. And some of them will be 2.5 full turn to turn. Some will be 3. These are 3. But from my understanding, and I've actually taken 2 apart to look, I wanted to see what the difference was. And it's a big I can't think of the word, misnomer or something. It's, a lot of people think they put a quick ratio steering box in. So that's what they look for. But what I found, and then verified it, actually found something online that was right. The guy knew it, knew right. So there's a 3-prong gear in here when you pull that cover off. And if you look at a regular one, if you look at a WS6 one, they're all the same size. And that's so no matter where you are in the steering arc, it's the same ratio. The quick ratio that they want to call it, it's actually a variable ratio. It has a bigger tooth in the middle. So the way that was explained to me was to assist in parking. So if you're just steering, it's normal. It's like a WS6. But when you go to turn sharp or to park, when you get over so far, say to the 3/4 turn, it's faster. So it's faster on the end, the same in the middle. The WS6 is the same all the way across. So you're never hitting, if you're sawing back and forth through some track somewhere and you go suddenly, you get used to that. Not now this is more and then the middle is less. So that's what I was able to find out. But no, I talked to, I think it's powersteeringgear.com. You can send one in, get yours totally rebuilt, and get whatever you want. They'll swap out different ratios and things. These actually, they look like crap, but there's no play in it at all. And I don't even think it's leaking. So I may replace the seals. I probably will. I don't think I need to send it off and have it all rebuilt. I just sandblast it. These are fairly easy to put seals in, and so is this, if you can get that off. Still can't decide on seat covers. Seems like, I put it out there on the Facebook stuff. Ooh, excuse me. 30,000 people on the sites, and I've got like 2 answers, and they weren't even, one guy just says, PUI is not as good as Legendary. Well, I know that's true on the cloth, but I'm not sure about the vinyl. So I was just trying to find somebody that's actually ordered some PUI vinyl recently. Either way, I got to get off the pot and make a decision because I need to get that stuff ordered because this is coming along pretty good. Transmission's done, motor's at the shop. Yeah. Dash is crap, but I got a good one. So I think that's all we've got going on today. Again, not a lot of intricacy or detail. It's just get nasty and grind, sandblast. And you can watch that on a freaking video anywhere. Hopefully when, like I say, and I keep saying it, but we'll get to the point where we're taking apart the wipers and the steering columns and all the gauges and things and cleaning that up. This is just the dirty ass grunt work right now. So I'll get back to it and we'll talk later.